Here we have one of the most amazing cars in the world. The Queen drives in a Bentley. Maybe not this one specifically. Maybe this one's a little bit too powerful for her, but she drives in a Bentley. This is the Bentley Continental GT Speed. It's the W12 engine, 6-litre, twin-turbo, 616 horsepower. And I tell you, it's not light either. So you've got to understand that this thing is massively quick. 0 to 100 in just under 4 seconds. Okay, for a car that's something close to 2 tons. Beautiful things about this car, of course, you just press the button, the boot opens. Ample space for a set of golf clubs, and that's the most important. It is a Grand Tourer, which means that it is sort of a 4-seater, but it's not really a 4-seater unless you've got really small children. And then I don't think you want to put them in a $5 million car, especially if they've got an ice cream in them. Maybe not a good idea. This car is specifically brought in here at the moment. It is available. It's got the carbon ceramic brakes. Okay. We'll get to that in a short while as we've got some very loud car coming past. But that's okay. As you can see, I mean, it is Bentley. It's unmistakable. It is the original shape there. A couple of little modifications that they've done over the years. We just go through the lines of this car. It is magnificent. It's got 20-inch forged rims over here. It's got the carbon ceramic brakes. So believe me, when you want to stop, this car will definitely stop. There's not much more to say. The paint job was probably 100,000 rand just on its own. It's a magnificent maroon color over here. There is the badge, the W12. It's got the monster engine, which is in here. It's not cheap, let's be honest. But if you've got the money and you want to have a car that's got the speed and the comfort, look no further than the Bentley. It is not often that you have the chance to drive this kind of a car. This, of course, is the Bentley W12 Speed GT. 6-litre W12 engine, 616 horsepower. That's a lot of horses. And it's a touring car. Isn't that so magnificent? It drives beautifully, and it's got the punch of a punch like my eye. Quite magnificent. It is so Bentley, it's just everything is just perfect. Carbon fiber on the dash over here, pristine leather. The inlays on the seats are just unbelievable, and you can drive this car from here to Cape Town without one little problem. Besides, 2 little things. One, the petrol, and 2, the price. But then again, if you're in the market for a Bentley, you're not really going to worry about the price. But I think I should tell you nonetheless. If you want one of these, normal base price is about 4.8 million rand. Okay, and then you spec it up a little bit. For example, this one specifically is here because it's got the carbon ceramic brakes. Now those on their own, as an added extra, are a lot. So you're looking at about 5.2, 5.3 million for this car in this kind of condition. So it's not for us that work at balls yet, but one can never tell in this kind of market. So we're driving it in sport mode at the moment. We're going to go up this road. We're going to just be a little bit sensitive about the bumps. Okay, and then we're just going to give it a little bit of a bash. 616 horsepower. That is impressive. Magic gearbox. I mean, you know what? There's nothing wrong with this car, as long as you can afford it. Now, don't forget, the Bentley is this is the GT Continental GT, but the speed version GT, and it's magnificent. It just is. Since it's come out, it has been magnificent. It is the car of many rappers, but then again, it's the car of many, many sophisticated people as well. It's probably way too sophisticated for someone like I am. But I admire and love every single thing about this thing. There are certain things that Bentley do just brilliantly. For example, if you look, the clock is the Breitling clock, but then the air vents, these are from the original Bentleys. Have always had these little pull-out air vents which will open and close the vents for you. It's just something, attention to detail, that Bentley has managed to do over all of their prestigious years of auto manufacturing. It is a very, very impressive car. It's incredibly comfortable. It's not really a four-seater, let's be honest. It's a little tight in the back. But, you know, I suppose if you were just going somewhere in a pedestrian kind of way, in the sense of maybe somewhere 10, 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers, you could get 4 people. But I think 4 people in the back on a long cruise, they're not going to be overly impressed with the way that it rides. Or actually just because they'll have to have no legs. That's probably the easiest way. It's got ample boot space. It's got a huge engine. It is supremely finished. It's probably one of the most beautiful cars we made in the last 10 years. And it's properly fast. I mean, it just growls at you. It's got so much power. The gear change down is magnificent. The stalks are in peculiar positions. You can hear that little rumble of the exhaust. You know, it's not overly exaggerated. You don't want it in this kind of a car. Although you see me being quite the heathen that I am, more than likely I'd put on some performance exhaust just to make it really sound even more powerful. It's got a twin turbo engine, so turbo engines give you a slightly different sound. But this car, you know, wow. If you're talking in the 5 million rands for a car kind of bracket, I suppose you're the kind of person that's going to be very, very selective. But I don't think you're going to find that much better for this kind of price. Perhaps the only thing going against this is the styling hasn't really changed since the first Bentley GT came out. That's the only negative about this car. For the rest, you got the cash, you buy the car. Magnificent. I'll have one, please.